Hi, I'm Tim Packer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. What I'm going to talk about today is there's three really important kind of things to consider when you're in that process mode and you're searching for your voice, in terms of like, when do you know when you've found your voice? And again, this is something, when I mention it, it's probably going to seem self-evident, but a lot of people really don't think about it. So when you're painting, there's three things to consider. First of all is how you feel about the process itself. Do you love the process of doing what you're doing? If, for example, you're painting high realism portraiture, do you really love doing that? Or would you rather be painting loosey-goosey abstracts? Or it's like, how much enjoyment are you getting out of the actual process? So that's, and when most of us start painting, and certainly when we paint as a hobby, that's what we're looking for. We're doing it strictly for the pleasure that it gives us. So that's the first thing, how much you enjoy the process. The second thing is, how do you feel about the finished work? You may, I mean, when we're children, we all start just pushing paint around, and if you give kids enough time, they'll turn any endless array of colors into mud, because they'll just keep pushing it around. It's fun doing it, but the finished product is not that good, and chances are, when you first start out, you might be happy with it. But as you become better and better, you have a higher expectation, and so you may love the process, but you're dissatisfied with the work. And then the final thing that's really important, which again, I think a lot of people don't take into consideration, is how does the rest of the world feel about your finished work? So I mean, you can be in the studio painting all day and you absolutely love the process. And at the end of the day, you've got these paintings that you just absolutely love and nobody wants them. You cannot turn that into a career. That's just not your voice. As a hobby painter, that's great. If you're doing it for enjoyment, that's great. But if you're doing it for as a career and you want to sell your work, the rest of the world also has to like your work. And so say, what if, okay, that's your situation. You're in the studio, you love the work that you do, you love the way it comes about, you love the finished work, and the world's just not that into you. Well, it's time to move back into process mode. It's time to try new things, and these don't have to be radical. It could be a change of subject matter. It could be a change of medium. It could be a change of the amount of time you spend on a painting, whatever, but you need to change something. Because again, I really don't believe it's possible to have a successful career unless you love the process, you love the finished painting, and there's a significant amount of the public out there that also loves the finished painting. If you can achieve great work with a unique voice, where you love the process, you love the painting, and the public loves the painting, that's a career. And I'll tell you why. I mean, some things may not be that obvious, because you can have something come about where you create great work that you really love, and the public really loves it, but you don't like the process. You may try something and everybody goes, oh, I really like that. And there's a tendency, and I think it's natural. If people really like the work, you're gonna, keep doing it. But if you don't love the process, you're not gonna be able to do it enough to sustain a career. That happened to me when I was doing my portrait painting. I actually got so sick and tired of painting other people's kids, grandfathers, wife, husband, what have you. I would rather cut the grass, or I would rather do laundry than paint, because I didn't love the process. And so again, you just need to continually experiment until you find that eureka moment where you stumble upon it, where you love the process, you can't wait to get in the studio, you love the finished work, and the public loves the finished work. There could also be a situation where you love the process and the public seems to love the work, but you just you're not that keen on it, and that's not going to work, because you've got to be able to stand up there in front of people at a show opening or at a gallery or whatever and say, yes, this is me, this is who I am, and this is going to be recorded for, if you have a successful career, for all of history too. So you have to own that work and love it. And if you can do all three of those things, that's when you're there. Because trust me, if you achieve the kind of success that you hope for, you're going to spend a lot of time in the studio painting. I spend probably on average 6 days a week, 6 hours a day just in the studio painting. And there's no way you're going to be able to do that if you don't love the process. So yeah, that's enough said about that. So you've got to love the process, you've got to love the work, and the public, or at least a certain amount of the public, has to love the work. So if you're not there, then something's got to shake up. So join me next time, and we'll talk about something else. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I also appreciate the likes and the comments. If there's anything that you'd like me to cover that I haven't, please give me comments. I'll take that into consideration, and look forward to seeing you next time. That's it for now. I'm Tim Packer. Bye-bye.